Very good morning class. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss the basic feature of the constitution, and in that portion we are going to discuss size of the constitution. Previously we discussed that constitution was in a written format. Today we will discuss what is the size of constitution. It is one of the important portion to understand the concept of constitution or polity. So let's have attention to the blackboard, this digital section. Try to understand the concept and we will discuss also.
Indian Constitution is divided in 22 sections comprising 395 articles and 8 appendices, now 12. The Constitution comprises provisions for state administration and states' interrelations, fundamental rights, principles for political policies, judiciary, election commission, government institutions, minorities, scheduled caste, and deprived groups. Therefore, our Constitution of India is the largest, extensive, and detailed written document compared to other constitutions. Single citizenship. In America, dual citizenship is given, one for United States of America and another for state citizenship. But in India, there is only single citizenship, irrespective of any region or state of the country. Only citizens of Jammu Kashmir have dual citizenship, one for India and another for the state of Jammu Kashmir. The center with strong federal structure. India is a union of states. There is nowhere any reference of the word federal in the Constitution. Union of states is the sentence used for India. By the use of the word union, a permanent and irreversible relationship between union and its component states is indicated. India is a union of states and no state has the right to secede it. Thus, India is a union of states, yet it has some elements of federal government. In Indian Federation, there are two sets of governments, the union government and the state governments. The Constitution has clearly marked areas of functioning for both the kinds of governments.
Here a word is introduced to you, that union government and state government. At first there was a word, recent lecture it shows that federal. Federation means what? You have a power in a particular area, in location, that is called a federation. Okay, and this word is not introduced in constitution or a preamble. It's word, that word is used, union of states. India is a union of states. Union means what? Ekta. Okay, federation reflect the word power. We are power, we have a power, but we will not show power. We will show that we are one. The entire country, 132 crore population is one. That is union of states. Okay, are you getting the point? इस चीज को इस तरह से समझना है. Yes. Now union government and state government. Union territory means what? That are united, like Delhi, no capital at all. States like Gujarat and all 29 states. Okay. So union government and state government. Delhi is a central, or we can say union government. Got it? Pondicherry is also union. There are 6 union territories like that. Okay, this is called, they do not have any kind of capital. They are united as a union. They are not collaborated with any state. They are considered as a country only. So here you will came to know that union government and a state government. Continue.
and telegraph are included in the Union List. State List. The State List comprises of 66 subjects. The State List comprises of those important subjects on which the state legislature house can pass laws. Subjects like law and order, state government institutions, agriculture and irrigation, health, land, interstate trade and commerce are included. If there is a failure of the law and order in the state, the Union government, with consent or against the will of the state, can send reserved police force. Concurrent List. In addition to this, the Constitution provides for a third list that is called the Concurrent List, which consists of subjects of common concern both to the center and the state governments. The central and state government can pass laws on these subjects. The Concurrent List has 47 subjects. This list includes subjects like criminal and civil procedure, marriage and divorce, education, economic planning, trade union, etc. Residual powers. The subjects which are not specifically allotted to union or state are included in residual powers. Matters that are not included in the division of powers are known as residual powers. The central government is given the power to legislate on these residual subjects. The financial distribution of resources is done between union government and state governments. Excise and custom, export-import, income tax, all these major taxes are decided by central government, while sales tax, revenue tax, entertainment.
Here there is a word that says that which power has which power. Sorry, which state has which power. Okay, so we came to know that basic some things are given to state and some power are given to country. Let's take an example and then understand this concept. Why? You know what? Casino कहाँ चलता है पूरे गुजरात, पूरे इंडिया? Yes, कसिनो गोवा में ही चलता है. गुजरात में कसिनो देखा नहीं? ये सिंपल एग्जांपल्स मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ. कसिनो जो होता है वो कॉन्सेप्ट आता है स्टेट के अंदर. मतलब स्टेट चाहे तो उसके वहां कसिनो अलाउड कर सकती है. लिक्योर इज अ वर्ड, यू नो, अल्कोहल, लिक्योर, ये कहां ज्यादा बिकता है? राजस्थान में ओपनली बिकता है. मींस स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का मानना है इट्स ऑल राइट, हम सबको सब कुछ प्रोवाइड करेंगे, इससे एम्प्लॉयमेंट होगी. गुजरात वालों ने ना बोल दिया, बिहार ने ना बोल दिया, दिल्ली में अलाउड है, ओपनली मिलता है, गवर्नमेंट उस पर टैक्स चढ़ाती है. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट देखती है कि हमारे पास ये एक सोर्स है जिसमें से हम अर्निंग कर सकते हैं, तो उस पर टैक्स लगा देती है. जितने लोग पे करेंगे टैक्स भी पे हो जाएगा उनके वहां. सिंपल. गुजरात ने इतना बोल दिया. इलीगल मिलता है, लेकिन इलीगल फिर अलग से मिलता है. ओके, ओपनली मिलता तो टैक्स देना पड़ता. सो दिस इज सिंपल एग्जांपल ऑफ स्टेट पावर. अब एटॉमिक चीज, एटॉमिक पावर स्टेट के पास नहीं होती. गुजरात कल को राजस्थान में बॉम्ब नहीं फोड़ सकता. इंडिया एज ए सेंट्रल पावर यूनियन लिस्ट के पास ये होता है. चल कंटिन्यू.
Payment tax, educational tax, which are having meager financial resources, are decided by state government. Unified arrangement during crisis. There are 3 provisions for emergencies in Constitution of India. 1. National emergency can be declared at the time of war, external attack, or armed rebellion. 2. Due to law and order breakdown, the state cannot function according to the Constitution, so constitutional emergency is declared. 3. Due to increase in prices, there is monetary value erosion. At that, financial emergency is declared. The central government has been given more powers to deal with these emergencies. At the time of emergency, India is almost turned into a unitary system. selects 12 people who are experts and experienced from various fields for Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is permanent house in which 1/3 members retire every 2 years and the same number of members for election. Thus, each member has 6 years of tenure in Rajya Sabha, Council of States. The powers of Rajya Sabha are less compared to the Lok Sabha, which is special, superior, and decisive. Rajya Sabha cannot be completely dissolved. Independent and impartial judiciary. The Constitution has provided for the establishment of an independent.
The previous word was there के पार्लियामेंट सिस्टम. सिंपल लैंग्वेज में अंडरस्टैंड करना हो पार्लियामेंट, लोकसभा, राज्यसभा होता क्या है. अब इतनी बड़ी देश, इतने बड़े देश को चलाना भी है तो कुछ लॉ आपके लिए भी होगा, कुछ रूल्स आपके लिए जो आपको फॉलो करना होगा और कुछ लॉ जो आपके दिए गए रूल्स को प्रोटेक्ट कर सके. सिंपल. कुछ रूल्स आपको फॉलो करना होगा, कुछ रूल्स आपके द्वारा आपके लिए बनाए गए. सिंपल चीज. तो ये रूल्स रेगुलेशन चीज बनाई कहाँ जाती है, लॉ और एक्ट होती कहाँ है, लोकसभा और राज्यसभा. कुछ भी बातें, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ CAA सिटीजन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. वो पहले CA बिल थी, सिटीजन अमेंडमेंट बिल. वो बिल से एक्ट बनी कैसे, पहले बिल पास हुई, बाद में प्रेसिडेंट साहब ने उस पर हस्ताक्षर किए एंड आफ्टर दैट इट बिकम्स एक्ट. दूसरी एक सिंपल एग्जांपल समझते हैं. राइट टू एजुकेशन आप सबको पता होगा. राइट टू एजुकेशन, हर 6 से 14 साल के बच्चे को एजुकेशन कंपलसरी है. व्हाई? ये बिल पहले पार्लियामेंट में पास हुई, सब लोगों ने साइन किया, 80 से 90% वोटिंग होती है, उसके बाद वो प्रेसिडेंट के पास जाता है और प्रेसिडेंट के पास एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर होते हैं, पार्लियामेंट के पास लेजिस्लेटिव पावर होते हैं. पार्लियामेंट कोई भी बिल को एक्ट नहीं बना सकता, वो सिर्फ बिल को पास करवा सकता है. दैट्स इट. वो बिल तब नहीं बनेगी जब तक प्रेसिडेंट साहब उस पर हस्ताक्षर नहीं करेंगे. सो लेजिस्लेटिव पावर विद पार्लियामेंट, एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर इज प्रेसिडेंट एंड अबव बोथ ऑफ देम देयर इज जुडिशरी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट. तो इन सबके पिताजी हैं. बोलने पड़ा.
And impartial judiciary. There is Supreme Court at the top, then there are high courts at states, and under its jurisdiction are the district courts at district level, and at the taluka level there are local and special courts. The judgments of Supreme Court are binding to all the subordinate courts of the nations. In case of conflict between the union and state governments, matters relating to constitution and interpretation of statutes, the final decision is vested with Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the protector and guardian of the Constitution. Amendments in Constitution. Compared to other countries' Constitution of India is dynamic. Constitution can be amended as and when required. Constitutional provisions can be amended in 3 ways. Amendments can be made by a simple majority of members present and voting in the Parliament. Certain amendments require a special majority, that is, 2/3 majority of members present and voting. Concerning the union-state relations, the special majority, that is 2/3, and the concurrence not less than 50% of the state legislature is required. If there is any amendment to be made in the interrelations between union, state structure or in supreme judiciary, then half of the states from the total states have to give consent. Judgment of court can also bring amendment by the Parliament. There will be no change in the basic structure of the Constitution. Simple majority in Parliament can bring change in the amendments of the Constitution. it's not amendable, then too the mixture of both makes the Constitution. Universal adult suffrage. In India, we have a system of adult suffrage which is flexible. According to that, any citizen who is 18 years of age and above possesses right to vote in the elections of Parliament, legislative assemblies, or local self-government bodies without any discrimination of education, property, and economic standard. Secularism. We have discussed earlier about secularism in the preamble. In the Constitution, India has been declared as a secular state. People of different religions reside in India. Therefore, the state cannot discriminate any citizen on the basis of religion. No citizen can be given special rights or cannot be deprived with certain rights. The state has to be absolutely impartial and neutral in respect of religion. Only secular state can offer proper or equal treatment towards all citizens. Secularism means that the state doesn't interfere in matters of religion or is biased to any specific religion. The state has to be secular and indifferent. Followers of every religion are free to follow and practice their religion of choice. Judicial review. Judicial review is the chief characteristic of the Constitution. Judicial review administers the working of union and state within jurisdiction. Without disrespecting the powers of Parliament, the Constitution has made an effort to harmonize the principles of judicial review. Parliamentary amendments, external orders, ordinances, and judicial judgment are given for judicial review. If the court finds any indiscrepancy in the external orders, ordinances, or judicial judgments, it can be stopped by declaring them unconstitutional. Fundamental rights and duties. Fundamental rights are conferred to the people of India by the Constitution to live a dignified life. The most valuable capital of our country is in the overall development of nation, which further lies in the fundamental duties and rights. Right to constitutional remedies, and for the children 6 to 14 years of age, right to educate are also made available. Directive principles of state policy. Protection of people, security, and welfare should be carried out by the states. These principles provide directions for state governances and policy making, so they are called as directive principle. Provision for backward sections and tribes. To uplift and include backward sections and tribes and deprived class in the mainstream, there are specific provisions in the Constitution. Reserved seats are allocated in legislature and local self-governing bodies election to provide wide representation. Reservation quota.
Here we have provision for backward sections and tribes. This is one important thing. You should know about this. Okay, this thing is introduced or installed in Constitution because the people who are backward or they are from rural or tribes. In Hindi, if you like to know, okay, अतिशय अनपढ़. They do not understand the concept of Indian Constitution. So for them, Constitution made a special reservation in government jobs, in school, in many other affairs, so that they can get a direct chance in government. Also, they will enroll themselves or activate themselves in order to get success. Okay, so this is the reason. Continue.
admission in educational institutes and government jobs in proportion to their population to provide equal opportunity. Children of backward sections and tribes are given scholarships, basic amenities, and waived fees, which come under optimistic policies and shielding policies as per provision in the Constitution.
So, for today, we discussed about basic feature of the Constitution. How the Constitution is very important for us, which are the basic features. We came to know that it is a written document, means literally we have a written Constitution. We also see that it's a very enlarged. We also check that it is a dynamic, it can be amended at any point, but with the extreme majority. Okay, so these are things we came to know. After all, this portion of Constitution plays a very important role, or the basic features plays a very important role. Now we'll move to the next topic.
Size of the Constitution. What is preamble?
Here, the entire chapter is over now. We came across all the important topics that can be included in exam and can prepare in exam point of view. Okay, so here in the fourth part, your chapter is over. I expect that you came across all this and you revised all this portion, and I appreciate if you have done this. Otherwise, you have immense time still. And one more thing, that Constitution, understanding the Constitution is little bit complex for you, students like you, so prepare it.